So, second video on this channel. Probably going to be a short one. There isn't really that much to report. Uh, so sometimes plans just don't turn out the way you think. And this week, I meant to have gotten these done before Friday, but I started with these on Saturday, which is yesterday as I'm recording this. And this is for the build video for next week's main channel video. But these weren't actually even meant to be the build video. I actually planned for building these to be a full build video for this channel. But that's not what happened, because plans change or don't turn out the way you think they will. But yeah, life happens sometimes, and I didn't get any time this week. Or I should say, I didn't take any time this week. I have had a long-running problem of not taking time for my hobbies. I know I feel a lot better when I do. Like, my mental health is better when I take time for myself. But sometimes you just don't do it. I have thoughts of making a dedicated video just talking about mental health and hobbies and stuff, like how they help each other. But that's the story for another day, not for today. But anyways, let's just show you what I'm doing and just see if I can do this video in a single take, maybe. Sorry for the taking on a bit of a ride. So, what I have here, don't mind this one, that's just a straight edge in this case. Didn't want to go out to the barn to get a proper straight edge, but... So what I'm building here is, first off, a shooting board for a plane to put on stock here and just making it square. That's what a shooting board does. So I just glued off a 1/4 inch and a 6mm and a 16mm MDF pieces that I glued together. Got some offcuts from these. These are actually shelving material that I used for this, and some offcuts here that's going to be for the hook. And then I fashioned some kind of fence there. It's not going to be adjustable, straight 90 degrees all the time. And this other thing is meant to be a bench hook or a saw hook. Basically, this has the hook on this side, in my case, and then it's going to have a fence there. And it's meant... Can you even see what I'm doing? Kind of. Let's adjust a bit. Yeah, anyways. Then there's another fence over here. I should really have a... Sorry, bump you around a bit. And drag some piece on the floor. Anyways, here's a very pretty piece as an example, but anyways, it hooks over here on part of the bench. There's a stop here, and then you can cut using this line as a reference, and this end stop is supposed to be flush with that one, and you could just get a cut for hand cutting work pieces. Makes it for convenience, basically. Makes it easier and less annoying to do hand tool stuff. So those are what these are for. Sorry. Yeah, let's move you back. So there's another thing where plans didn't work out. I clamped these down, and the reason I had the straight edge out, or the number 7 plane, is because this one was warped for some reason. This one is not warped. These were clamped together, so if one is warped, they should be equally warped, and that's a mystery. But I think I can live with it. This only thing that matters with this one is that you can have a workpiece that sits here properly. It doesn't matter if it's warped over here. It just needs to hook on there. In truth, it doesn't need to be this long at all. It just needs to be this long in order so it can hook over the edge. So this is the size for my workbench. I could, of course, size it for these, I forget the name, but yeah, and just clamp them down and hook it on. That would work too, of course. But that's something I'm gonna save for the main video. Talking more about that part. But yeah, anyways, one of them is crooked, but I don't think it matters. So, but you just have to be fine with it. And this is something that probably a year ago, this is probably something that would have killed the project for me, because part of my mental health things is that I've been too much of a perfectionist, and things won't be perfect when you're working with moving materials. Like even MDF is not a perfect material. And when you're working with limited practical experience, things is not going to work out. And I need to reframe this a bit. But yes, I think that's about it. My point is, you have to learn to live with things not turning out exactly the way you want, and just move forward. And that's the thing I've been struggling with, and something I will figure out a way to formulate better in future videos. But I want to just get that out there now, and I can live with this. This is an imperfection. I'm fine with. The fact that this project isn't already completed is something I'm fine with. The fact that this was supposed to be a project video for this channel, not my Crafted by Linus channel, something I have to live with. And the project I need these for was actually going to be the next video on my main channel, but I guess that's going to have to be the video after that. Simple as that. So yeah, I think that's about me. Time for me to sign off. Think I might be able to do this without a single cut in this video. One thing that might be a thing in this channel going forward, but depends what I'm doing for the week, I suppose. If I have more stuff to show throughout the week, it's gonna be cuts, obviously, but yeah. Anyways, see you in the next one.